Quarters in Canada, in Montreal. But on tour, we have a team of 4 wardrobe technicians that will take care of everything from head to toe. That means headpieces. Makeup is done by the artists, but they're under the supervision. If they need more makeup, if we feel like they're cutting corners, they will be under the department of wardrobe here. Repairs, inspecting costumes, washing them, repairing them, you know, everything, as well as shoes. So what you're seeing now is actually like a real work day. They come in very early, getting ready for premiere tonight. After the shows, there's going to be multiple loads of laundry, and it starts again tomorrow.
And who designs the costumes?
We have a costume. When the show is created, there's a costume designer. This show her name is Liz Van Dam.
And she's the creator of the show?
She's the costume designer. There's also a show creator. There's a whole team of creative directors for the creation of the show. But once the design is done, then it's all put into, like, documented in our Cirque du Soleil at headquarters, and so they can recreate the costumes. And then it's also, like, when they arrive on stage on tour here, because each artist is different, that's they'll meet with the department, they'll do a fitting. If there's some adjustments that need to be done, they'll do that here live. That's why we travel with some machines. I don't know if you see in the corner over there, but there's thread for all of the different colors that's needed, material, everything that we need to basically tweak the costumes, repair them, and make sure that they're up to par, and make sure that the artists are comfortable. That's the number one thing. We want them to really be, so the costumes vary according to what they do. Chinese pole, where there's a pole and they slide down it, has different padding into the costume, much different than if we do an aerialist who's flying and needs to be very light and needs to have, like, arms and feet free. So it really is tailored and custom fit to each of the artists. When they arrive on tour, we take 100 measurements of them, head scan, like a 3D scan, so that it really fits to their body.
And there's such a variety of characters. What are some of the characters? What are some of the costumes?
Yeah, well, let me show you. Just come this way. Just watch out. they're all working as a type space. I can show you some of the shoes. So let's come this way, and I'll just watch out to not touch anything. Some of the different costumes. Did you want to film that as well, or take photos? So these are some of the backup costumes, or the ready to be put into rotation. So each artist has a couple different costumes that they're always wearing, because we have sometimes multiple shows a day. But we always have costumes that are ready to go in case something happens. And at one point they will be worn and they'll need to be changed. So this is an example. This is a scarab. This costume is for a scarab flyer. So very light. They're an aerialist act. So when they fly, they have this tail that flies in the back. Very pretty, very beautiful. Very different, for example, to a cricket costume, which are the tumblers and the trampolinists. So they have a lot more structure. They're the full body with the toes, the shoes, the headpiece.
Is that just regular fabric?
Yeah, so that's a fabric that was printed in Montreal. And there's also a sublimation, I believe it's called. I should ask Julie. Where there's an added material on top of it. Makes it a bit,
yes.
Yeah, but adds a bit of almost a plastic feel, but it allows much more structure. So the crickets, when you'll see them on stage, they also wear legs that are attached to the back and that go out into their ankle where they're not doing their act. So when they're lying down, they really look like cricket legs.
Can we just...
So yeah, it's
cool.
like heavy if you hold it here, not touching the costume.
Oh wow! Yeah, it's not
heavier.
Light.
It's not heavy, but
light.
it's not heavier as an aerialist costume, for example. So these are just two of the different examples of what you can see. Something like our clown. This is actually quite a piece of ingenuity, I think. This is our foreigner, the Voyager. So he's a blue fly. His costume is spiky. And this is basically stretchable thread that was sewn in Cirque. And in the show, he also, all these holes that you see, he has long spikes. So his costume moves, spikes like this one. His costume moves a lot, lots of movement in his costume. But if you hold this, you'll see it is quite heavy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he's a clown.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you hold the hook.
He's hilarious.
He's hilarious. He's a clown, so he's not flying in the air, but, you know, still very physical role in the show. So each of them have like a really different look.
Awesome.
To the whole to the thing. So spiders have like these little fur. That's from the spiders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you see this, the red spider that we have here, compared to these are our butterflies, our night butterflies. So also an aerialist, and if you see the back, almost like a moth feel. So everyone is definitely different, and
it's like a Halloween costume place.
And adjusted, well, and adjusted to really to what they do in the show and to each person.
Wow.
If we go around, we'll come this way.
Excuse me.
Want to not touch the tight space today. They also do, each artist learns how to do their own makeup with the makeup team at HQ. So all of this is makeup, basically. And they get they get multiple hours with them to learn, and then they get a step-by-step, and then they have like very colorful show, as you can see. Like all of all of the different colors. There we go. And the makeup is adapted to what's happening. So the butterfly that I just showed you at the end, this is her makeup in the show. She has these big antennas almost on the eyebrows. The crickets, let's see if we can find the cricket for you. That's the scarab, the first aerialist that I showed you. The crickets, they look like this because they also have a headpiece on top. So when they're doing their own makeup in their dressing room, and when they need more product, they come and see wardrobe. And sometimes they'll take photos of them, make sure that they are still doing the makeup the way that it was intended to be done by the makeup artist in Montreal.
And on average, how long does it take them to get ready?
Depends. This one is actually the easiest, probably, makeup at Cirque du Soleil. So this one, 30 minutes. Sometimes when they learn, it takes longer. Sometimes they can get it down to shorter, but in average on this show, I'd say 30 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay.
When they've done it for a while. When a new artist comes in, sometimes it can take 2 hours. And it depends. Some of them do it very quick. Some of them, it's like their ritual. They sit down with music. They kind of ground themselves, and it's part of getting ready for the show.
Where do they do all of these? Do they have like a green rooms here? Or
dressing
that's
rooms.
On the dressing room?
They all have dressing rooms with their own area and their own makeup and mirror and lights. And yeah, absolutely. And costumes. That's where all the costumes are. This is a very small example of costumes. I'll just show you quickly before we go. Shoes. Which one do you think this one belongs to? Same, the blue fly, the Voyager, where everything's spiky, his shoes as well. So these are, of course, custom made for the skis. It's another example of a clown shoe that we have.
Have you seen those Mexican boots like that?
No.
Oh, no, yeah.
Are they this tall?
Yeah.
And like these, like going like that.
Yeah, they're very popular.
Really?
Yeah, they wear them to the clubs. It's kind of a
kind of a thing.
A symbol.
This one?
That one.
This
that
one.
one, yeah.
Students like at country music.
Really? You're gonna have to have a look. But all the shoes are, of course, made for everybody, and then there's different, according to different, costumes. They're made to match. They're made to match the costume in each of them. The crickets.
And are these names? Is that the name of the performer?
Some of them, yes. Some of them are characters.
Okay.
So it really depends. The costume, like the trampoline is, the crickets, they need to have specific shoes. So instead of building the shoe custom, we get the shoes that they prefer, and then we make a cover that matches the costume.
I'm sure that you could sell
Yeah.
Are there bees?
Not now.
I don't know.
Not
No
at the
bees?
moment. Nope.
Oh.
They're in the soundtrack.
Oh,
The bees.
okay, the bees.
All right.
Okay, let me